The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. Verl Workman here with RISMedia and our webinar series. Welcome to today's webinar. We have an amazing group today that is going to share with you how to turn your connections into real cash, and that's really driving big business through your database. And this isn't your standard, hey, here's a couple of good ideas webinar. This webinar is packed with an enormous amount of information, and I'm going to encourage you all to, if you just check your seats real quick, look down on the left and look at the right, and find the seat belts. I want you to buckle up, and then get yourself a notepad, something to take great notes on, and let's see if we can have a great time together today. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited that we have such a great event. This webinar series today is made available because of our great partner in America Home Shield. And I'm going to introduce Lisa in just a minute, but just know that when we have companies that are willing to invest in you and they're willing to invest in helping you grow your business, that I strongly encourage you to, give them an opportunity to show how good they are, because they've made that commitment to help you grow. And so we appreciate America Home Shield for sponsoring this event today and for being such a great partner. I'm Verl Workman with Workman Success Systems. We coach and train many of the top elite agents, brokers, and teams in the country. Our business model is all about creating balance in your life and helping you work at a higher level of speed with a higher level of ease. And I'm excited and honored to be part of RISMedia's webinar series, and excited to introduce our guests today. So we have three great guests today. We have Josh May, who's with Josh May Realtors. He's with Remax in Grand Rapids, and he is not only has 17 years of experience, but when I talked to Josh for the first time, and we were really kind of doing a deep dive of what he does with his business, I love that he's intentional about his size. In just a couple of years, he'll eclipse 30 million a year in sales, and his business is growing, and it's very intentional with the type of business they do in relationship to their database and how they choose to work with friends instead of strangers. And I think it's going to be fun when you get to hear a little about what Josh does. Josh, welcome to the call today, and then we'll come back to you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
We're excited to have you. We also have with us Nate Martinez. For anyone that's been around the industry for very long, you probably know Nate Martinez. Nate's I can no longer call Nate a rookie in real estate, can I, Nate?
No, not after 32 years.
That's right. I just celebrated my 32nd anniversary, and that's when Nate was getting into real estate. I was getting married. I didn't even know what a realtor was back then. And Nate's had an enormous amount of experience. And with that experience comes a wealth of knowledge. He not only owns a couple of offices in Glendale, Arizona, he's also a speaker. He's one of our senior level coaches at Workman Success Systems. He also runs a 7-figure team, and he oversees, his offices across the Phoenix metropolitan area. Nate is well studied and well traveled. He's one of the few people that you can go to any conference with any brand anywhere in the country, and you feel like you're walking around with a rock star. He's one of the best relationship builders that I've ever met. He's phenomenal at not only developing relationships, but keeping them and maintaining them for a lifetime in this career. And it's fun to watch Nate as Nate has grown and he's evolved and changed his business over the years. And I'm excited to hear what Nate has to say about turning his connections into cash, because he certainly has done a great job with that. So welcome, Nate. Glad you're here as well.
Thank you. Thank you for those kind words.
Well, when you write them, it's easy for me to say them, my friend.
Oh, I didn't write that.
I'm totally kidding. Nate did not write that. All right. So we also have Lisa Rice with us. Lisa is the Senior Vice President of Sales for the Western Division of America Home Shield. And America Home Shield is a phenomenal warranty company that provides great services to their clients. But more importantly than that, they make a big focus on developing relationships and taking care of the agents and the brokers that they do business with. Lisa, thank you for being here. Say hello to everybody and just kind of give us a little bit of an idea of what America Home Shield is up to.
Thank you, Verl. Very excited to be here, and I'm extremely passionate about this topic with my 33 years in the industry in building relationships. Of course, there's a lot of lessons that I've taken away from that, and I think to share a couple of them. First, it starts with trust. I think you'd agree that to earn a client's trust is by providing an experience that no other agent can offer. You stay on top of the trend, you find their dream home, which we know is no small feat, and you help them feel secure and protected as they make their biggest investment. So your clients know they can count on you. That's obviously something at American Home Shield that we work to help you do. I think, secondly, it's about surrounding yourself with others who are committed to the same goal. We have a national team of account executives and regional vice presidents at American Home Shield that are focused on helping you build relationships in your local markets and grow your business. So look around you and find others who will build you up and expand your reach. And I think another key lesson I've learned is it's about doing the right thing for your customers. It's not always easy to take that path, but when you do, you will build stronger relationships. You will show your professionalism, your care, your concern. That's certainly a value proposition at American Home Shield. And so to share just a couple of quick value adds for your transaction and for building your relationships day in and day out. First, with American Home Shield, it's about budget protection. We know that it's critically important for buyers right now with multiple offers, with low inventory. They may feel vulnerable. So we want to make sure that they don't for those unexpected appliance or system breakdowns. It's about mitigating risk management issues near and dear to all of our hearts. It's about protecting yourself as well as your client after that sale. And obviously, we want to be a part of that. We want to make sure that it also makes that relationship even closer than it has been. And of course, seller's coverage is another value add. It helps protect the home when it's on the market. We also know right now that time is very short, so it's about protecting that escrow period for your seller, making sure that they're comfortable every step of the way. And then, of course, for the buyer after the sale. So in closing, we get it. This is a relationship business, and building strong relationships with you and your clients is our top priority. It's the key to growing our business and helping you grow yours. We'd love to connect with you out there. If you are not connected with your AHS account executive, talk to them about a new coverage that we have called Rekey. This is trending in the marketplace, and we're having just great levels of wins there, and it's a fantastic add to that buyer and keep that relationship going. So I'm excited to hear from Nate, who I've worked with in the past, and getting to know Josh, and just looking forward to their expertise on this particular topic. So thanks again.
Well, thank you, Lisa. And I love what you said about hanging out with people that build you up. And that's such an important thing. You know, there's so many energy suckers in our lives that drain away all our enthusiasm. And I've just decided to only hang out with people that make me feel better, and to try and make an effort to make other people feel better. And it's funny how you attract what you put out, isn't it?
Absolutely. Spot on.
So good advice for everybody. And let's hang out with people that build us up and partner with people that have the attitude. You said something that's really important, and I don't know why it's so hard. I was having a conversation with one of my coaches the other day, and we were talking about the difference between simple and easy. Doing the right thing and understanding what the right thing is simple. Actually doing it is not easy.
Yep.
And so just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. And sometimes we have to do the hard things. It's simple. We know what's right, but we have to do that hard thing. And I think that with your attitude, if that's the attitude of your company, that's a very strong statement from leadership, that we just always do the right thing. So let's jump on, and thank you for sharing that with us. And let's jump in and let's get Josh on the line. Josh, you ready to go?
Let's get rolling. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share. You know, I've been in this business a long time, 17 years, and been through some ups and downs. The light has officially went on as of a couple of years ago. I think that's the biggest thing, you know, being disciplined with your business, being strategic with your business is incredibly important. It's not easy. You know, there's been times where I've had these great ideas in my career, but execution is the key. So I want to challenge everybody today to take a look into what we're talking about. Take some good notes, because I can guarantee you, I can promise you, if you are disciplined in the things you're going to learn today, your business will skyrocket. I know ours has, and is keeping rolling here. So one of our biggest things, I sit with my team. We're a team of 4 right now, and there's 3 licensed agents, 1 administrative assistant. I look at my team and I say, we need to be relatable people. We need to be the people that, our clients want to be around. We need to be real, and we need to show them who we are. And that has been a proven success for us in the marketing we do. I think too often we can get stuck in the trap of auto emails going out, not putting enough effort into how you're presenting your brand. And I think that if you just focus on being real and showing people who you are, it will take you a long way in this business.
So just give us, you told us you have 4 agents. Give us a little snapshot about your company and what it looks like today.
Yeah, so we're a group of 4, and we'll see if we need to go to 5 here in the next couple months. But it's myself. I've got 2 licensed agents, mostly buyer's agents that have been with me for 4 years and 5 years. And then I've got 1 administrative assistant that handles all of our transactions. And she's also so good at organizational skills that she's handling the majority of our marketing. Now, we definitely have some other people as far as photographers helping us out, some videographers helping us out, but we feel like we run a really tight ship. We feel like we're very efficient, and to do close to 30 million with 3 agents and 1 administrative assistant, I feel like is pretty good as far as efficiency goes, and we don't feel like we're lacking as far as customer service. So that's who we are. That's who we want to be. We want to be that small boutique group of 4 to 6 people that really can give our clients a lot of love and show them what customer service is all about.
How many families will you serve this year?
We will serve somewhere between 140 to 160 families this year.
Yeah, I love that. So share with us your mission statement. I love your mission and value statement here.
Yeah, so it's our mission to be the group of real estate professionals guiding you before, during, and after the real estate journey. We want people to know that we're going to take care of you before the journey, we're going to take care of you during the journey, but equally as important, you are going to be hearing from us for the rest of your life, and we're going to be having fun together. You're going to be getting our marketing, you're going to be coming to our events, so it definitely does not end at the closing. The most important part for us is probably after the closing from a marketing perspective. I was given some homework, and this kind of jump-started my 2019 marketing plan, which I think this is really the key for anybody looking at planning ahead for 2019. We have mostly everything figured out for touch points for 2019. To the month, to the quarter, from postcards to blogs to our video series, which you'll learn about. We've got some really cool, testimonial Tuesdays on Instagram, Facebook, listing videos. We do 4 different quarterly client events, and then miscellaneous marketing. So if you really look at this, Verl and I were chatting about this, and he caught me in a lie because I told him that I only connected with my clients 24 times a year. But if you really analyze this, and if you take a look at the times that you're emailing your clients, pre-events, post-event pictures, social media marketing, 2019, we're looking at 755 touch points. Now, I don't believe that we're the group of people that is overbearing. I don't believe that we are the group of people that shoves real estate in your face. I think we do this gently. I think people genuinely like the marketing because it's not pushy, and it gives them the opportunity to see who we really are. So the point of this and how I started was, it is incredibly important to be disciplined with this piece, probably more than anything from a marketing perspective. I would start with looking at your 2019. I would start putting things down in writing 3 to 4 months in advance. We typically do our 2019 planning in September, and you really need to make a list. I would challenge everybody to take a look at this list and see what they can do in 2019. But the key here is accountability, right? Like, we can all come up with these great ideas, the key is accountability, and our team holds each and every one of us accountable. My assistant holds me accountable. I hold her accountable. This list sits in front of me, and I make sure we do not miss anything, because once you slide just a little bit, it gets a lot easier to let things slide. So accountability and discipline are the key to a good marketing plan.
So Josh, this is kind of funny because we were preparing for this call, and I was doing a pre-interview with Josh, and he was sharing with me all the things that he's doing that have touches with his clients, with the goal of he wants to be at the front of his mind of the client at any moment they think about buying or selling a real estate. And I said, well, how many touches you do? And he said, 24. And then he started describing it to me. I said, you're touching your clients a lot more than 24 times. We really ought to take a look at what that looks like. And I'm seeing this for the first time. They just added this to the slide deck. 750 touches for a client in a year. That's a lot of touches. And you don't feel like you overburden the client with that many touches?
No, in fact, over the past year and a half, I've never gotten more positive feedback from our marketing. I think if you do it in the right way, and this is the key, like I said, I think everybody can they can easily fall in the trap of auto emails and not thinking about what they're sending their clients or taking other people's information. I have never gotten any better feedback than our marketing plan. I hear it all the time when I run into people. And I think it's real, it's relatable. The things we do, we're excited about, we're passionate about. How we present ourselves on social media, from a video perspective and a postcard perspective, everything, takes a little bit of effort, but you'd be surprised how efficiently you can do things, once you get things rolling. So I want to run through some of these events that we host. This would be our end of summer party. This was from last year. We've got our next party coming up the end of summer this year, but this was a really cool event that we had 150 clients that came. We pushed this through social media. We pushed it through our elite page, which is our top end clients. We have a live band in, we have a super cool ice sculpture made that clients loved. And then, Verl, if you go to the next picture, you'll get a sense of some of the fun and the clients are having. We welcome some kids. We're on a nice lawn there. We've got some yard games. One of my favorite things I've ever done is, and if anybody wants to reach out to me, I'm happy to share this, but the top left, you'll see a lot of people having fun. We were actually doing a slow motion video. We brought in a high resolution movie theater style slow motion video where we made clips of everybody, sent them the clips. Then we marketed this as a video on social media. One of the coolest videos I've ever put out. It was very, very high quality. And again, this is who we want to be. This is how we want to present ourselves. And these are the clients we love. So continuously staying in front of them, making them feel like we care about them and we're appreciative of them, trusting us to help their friends and their business. This is definitely, what we enjoy and my team enjoys, and we're just ready to take it to the next level.
I love it. And Josh, as you're going through and you're sharing things with people, we're going to be sharing some things at the end of the webinar. I encourage you to stay online because there will be an opportunity for you to download some of the things that Josh and Nate and Lisa are sharing. And the other thing is, if you have questions for either of our presenters, for any of the presenters today, make sure you type them in. We're monitoring questions, and I'll do my best to ask Josh questions. This looks like a fun event. And the slow motion video also looks really cool. So what are some of the other fun things you do?
Yeah, so I think the whole key here is when you're planning these events, try and do things efficiently. This is one of our most efficient events, right? So we've got a group of what we call our top 50 or May Group elite clients that we take a little bit of extra care for. Now, Licari's Pizza, they got voted the best pizza in the state of Michigan. Gianni Licari actually happens to be a client of mine, so I said, hey, why not take care of all my clients plus Gianni, promote his business. But what we're going to do is I'm going to have a Google Docs draft put together. I'm going to have my assistant send this to my top clients, and it's going to be incredibly easy for them to pick out on June 27th when this happened. Do they want to dine in? Do they want to pick up? For them, it just takes a couple minutes, and we get to meet them at the door. My team is there. We're delivering pizza to people. The people are dining in. We're getting to chat with them. So we'll have 50 to 60 people at this event. It's incredibly easy to do. It can be done in an efficient manner, and it's very powerful. It's very cost effective. So that's another great idea for everybody out there.
I love it. It looks like a lot of fun too.
Lots of fun. So this is another unique idea we came up with. My daughter there is on the left, and I don't know about everybody else, but in the spring or winter, everybody's on this Girl Scout craze as far as cookies go. So my daughter was a Girl Scout, and I told her, I said, sweetie, if you sell 250 cookies on your own, I'm going to promote you, and we'll get another 500 cookies bought. So what we did is we offered it to all our top end clients. We did a cute little video for them. Didn't take a lot of effort on our part, but we had people come into our office and pick up these cookies. It was just a really good, easy thing to do from a marketing perspective. And if you'll see, look at the bottom right-hand side, you'll see the, people chatting about it, the 427 views. And, we only sent this to about 100 people, so it got some really good love from our clients. Again, it made us relatable, and that's who we want to be.
I just think that that's not fair. Your daughter is so cute. You put her on video and it's just not fair.
The thought did cross my mind, but my wife gave me the green light, so we made it happen.
Yeah, she's adorable. She's adorable, and I love that you had so many views and people picking up cookies, and it supports a great cause. And so people just love to be involved in something bigger than themselves and be part of that community. I think it's an exciting thing.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just another idea. Locally, we have a REMAX of Grand Rapids Hot Air Balloon Festival, and this is an event in the summer that we invite all of our clients to. Kids love it. 10,000 people will show up to this event over the weekend, and we'll make sure that our clients know that they get free tickets to this event. We'll often provide them with food vouchers, and the unique thing about this is not everybody's going to go to these events, right? So it's more about the gesture and the effort that you're putting in. I can send this to 500 people, and maybe you'll only have 50 to 100 people that'll show up, but the end result is marketing, and 500 people see that you're putting the effort into inviting them to an event like this, and they love it and they think about it, and you're staying top of mind at all times. It's easy for us to do, and that's why I want everybody to think of efficiency here, because we can get bottled down in this business, and I think you can do this marketing in a way where it can be efficient and relatable at the same time.
Josh,
yeah, I think
how far in advance? Oh, go ahead, Verl.
No, go ahead, Lisa. That's a great question.
Oh, I was just going to jump in and ask, how far in advance do you and your team plan each event, and how do you decide what community, either business or topic, you kind of want to plug into for that year?
Yeah, realistically, so we start our marketing planning in September of every year, and we go through and we put a framework together, right? And oftentimes we'll, pick some charities to work with, and this doesn't really get into the charities type of work because there's that other sector, but the balloon festival, for example, this has always been a staple for us. Some of the other events have always been a staple, so we lay out the framework, well in advance of the year starts. But then, quite frankly, our team meets every single week. I meet with my buyer's agents every single day at 9 a.m. like clockwork. We have a full team meeting at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, and one of those topics is all things marketing. So we might have an event coming up in a couple months, and we start talking about it. We start talking about what it's going to take, when we need to have these postcards out, when we need to have these invites out. Or we're open to new ideas, kids food basket over the holidays, or we're involved in scholarships here. I'm a Grand Valley State alumni, so we get involved in a scholarship for a real estate related scholarship. So we're always thinking about it. I think is important. I think it's really important to lay the framework out and then continue to execute. Now, this is another idea, another touch point I think is been fantastic for us. We've got a great response from our clients. We put together a vendor list. Every year we critique our vendor list, we fine tune it, and then this is a touch point for us. We're looking at adding value, adding service to our clients. So when we send this to our clients in January, and then we follow up with a phone call. That's 2 touch points, but more importantly, it's value. People are appreciative that we've taken the time to give them people that we trust so they can have this in 2018 and 2019. They can go to it very quickly, and we've had a great response from this list. So if you're looking for unique touch points, this would be another good idea.
Love that.
Yeah, and then these are just some basic things we do, which I think everybody can implement. You know, I monitor social media quite a bit, so I would make it a point for all of you to, if you are on social media, make sure all of your clients are friends. I think that's very important. And then, you know, when somebody has a baby, we instantly send them a card in the mail. It's not a customized May Group card because I don't want to get too over the top, but they know who it's from. We add in a bye-bye baby gift certificate. Whenever I get a referral, which is a box in the middle, you know, we send a customized mug right away. I send a $5 Starbucks gift card in the mail with the referral mug, just saying, hey, thank you so much for your referral. The second referral comes in, we throw a pizza in there. So I think it's key to be diligent and disciplined with referrals that come in and life events for people. If something happens that you notice and you want to congratulate somebody on, do it. They will love it, they will respect it, and it'll go a long way in your business.
Love it. I love it. And, you know, simple things like paying attention to social media. We sometimes make the mistake of thinking people care what we say. And really what they care about is what they post. And the fact that you're paying attention to it and then responding to it is a lot more valuable than, you know, how eloquent we might think we sound.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I will tell you, I sent a baby card in the mail last year, and 2 weeks later, somebody responded with an email saying, Josh, we are actually really surprised you're still following our family. We've outgrown the house. We need to sell and buy. So that's just, you know, a really good example that type of marketing works. And people want to see you care. Now, this monthly 3x3 video series is probably the #1 thing I've done from a marketing perspective in my career. 2 years ago, we said, how can we relate to people? How can we give people something of value so they can see who we are as real people? Now, this is not us pushing real estate. This is 3 realtors picking 1 local location and then talking about 3 monthly events. So on the left, we're standing up in the trees. We're talking about some summer events in and out around Grand Rapids. It gives people a chance to see who we are, how we talk, how we communicate. And we're not pushing real estate here, like I said. And the one on the left or the one on the right, we're sitting on the 50-yard line of a local university, Grand Valley State, which, again, I'm alumni of. We're doing a football theme last September, talking to everybody about September events. Welcome to football season. We have never gotten a greater response. So community videos and being able to show your clients in social media who you are as a person, I think is incredibly valuable.
Well, I love it. And, you know, I didn't realize Michigan was actually interested in sports.
Oh, come on. We are diehard fans here. We got the Tigers. Well, Lions fans, we've been suffering, of course, but, you know.
You know,
we got Jim Harbaugh. We got Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, you know, it's very rare you talk to anybody from Michigan that they don't tell you what school they went to, what basketball team they follow in their football. So I love the energy you have around your sports, and I can tell you that's why you're getting such a great response from this. Now, this isn't playing the audio, but I'm just kind of rolling the videos so you can see what's going on in the videos and get a little bit better idea of what Josh is doing in these monthly 3x3. So you do these once a month, and who are the other 2 agents?
We do these. Yeah, so these are my buyer's agents, Ross Bacon in the middle on the left picture and Scott Bradford. They've both been with me. Incredibly hard workers. These guys are each closing 40 to 50 deals a year. They're phenomenal. And it's just, you know, been all from discipline. So these guys have been fantastic addition to the team. We got a lot of good synergy here. And, yeah, it's been a great crew for sure. Now, I do want to add one thing.
Go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lisa.
Oh, yeah. Josh, I was just going to ask, how do you engage with your business partners, your mortgage, title, home warranty? How do you get them involved in your marketing calendar?
You know, it's funny you asked that. It's funny you asked that, because I'll give you one example of a partnership that we've got. So at 4:30 today, I'm going downtown Grand Rapids, and we've got a friend of mine. He's the #1 mortgage originator in the state of Michigan. So he's not a team. He's a one-man show. I mean, he's got a team of 10, but so #1 mortgage originator. And what I've realized is, why wouldn't we be partnering with someone like this that is doing that volume of business? We want to partner with someone like that. So we're actually flipping the script here, and we're going to their office, my team, in 1 hour, and we're having what we call a May Group party. We've got a local restaurant catering in some tacos and some margaritas, and we're going to show those 10 employees some love. Like, their customer service is incredible for our clients. They give us business. So when you see those opportunities, you definitely want to take care of your vendors and relationships.
Lisa, I don't know if you picked up on that, but you know, it's oftentimes the realtors are always going to their vendors and saying, "What can you do for me?" And Josh's attitude is having a partnership where he makes a difference in their business, and as a result, they give him business. It's really kind of a flipping the script, and it changes the way he perceives his partners. I love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's exciting. Can you guys just go back to that last slide real quick, because this gets into you know, staying creative, right? So we do 4 quarterly postcards, and you'll see the Christmas cards on the lower left and the Christmas card on the upper right. We plan these out. It's not a real expensive operation, but we put some thought into it, and our clients absolutely love it. We've got a great following for our Christmas cards. So this does a couple things. It's a good team exercise, getting us out of the office and having some fun. We've been on Lake Michigan building sandcastles. We've been in Grand River. So we do this once a quarter, and we try and be creative with this marketing, and we've gotten a really, really good response from this type of marketing.
I love it. It looks fun. Look at, you know what? There's a theme here that looks like you guys have a lot of fun.
We have a lot of fun, and again, getting back to, you know, we want to be the group that others want to be around. We want to be relatable. We want to be real, and we want to show them who we are. We're a fun group. We do very well. We're very professional, but at the same time, you know, we're real people, and I think people can relate to that. This is just some various examples of social media marketing. We're making a bigger push at Instagram this year, which I think is important. So we focus on Facebook and Instagram marketing. We've got a YouTube page we put all our videos on. But you know, as far as video work goes for all my listings, I try and do a little cameo, a little 10-second cameo to introduce the home so people can get a little FaceTime with me. And then we're off and running as far as social media marketing. So this is just kind of the basics of, you know, marketing a house on social media and Facebook and Instagram.
Josh, that's a lot of information in a short period of time, and I appreciate you being so willing to share and give so much of what you do. There's a few people that have their hands raised, and I can't unmute you and allow you to ask your questions, but if you'll just type your questions in, I'll do my best when we have a natural break to ask Josh your questions. Victoria and Lisa, and there's a few others that have some questions where their hands are raised, so please feel free to type your questions in, and I'll do my best to answer. So Josh, it's kind of fun that you have the opportunity to be on a call with your coach and share some of the things you're doing in your business. Would you mind doing me a favor and introducing Nate and just your relationship with Nate and the kind of impact he's had on your business, and we're going to talk about his.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and introduce Nate Martinez. Nate and I met just over a year and a half ago. It was interesting. You know, I saw the glazed look in my team's eyes, and I said, you know what, we need some coaching here. We need to focus more on our database instead of, you know, all these internet leads. And that's when we signed up with Workman Success. I met Nate for the first time at the RE/MAX Elite Conference in Scottsdale last year. We hit it off right away. He's a big producer. We talk every 2 weeks, and he has been very helpful in my business. He's my accountability coach. We're always passing great ideas back and forth. So, Nate, I'm going to give you the stage.
Well, thank you, Josh. One of the interesting things about coaching Josh has been is he teaches me probably more than I teach him. So it's interesting when the teacher becomes a student. So we'll share some of the things that I've kind of learned from Josh as well. But I think the key there is when you have somebody that has the passion and accountability, and it just catches fire. My talk, I'm going to narrow it down to pretty much one topic, and it's about relationships. And one of the things when I came on to start coaching with Workman was learning about going deeper with our database and the people that already love us. So our relationships are definitely our most important asset. There's a couple bullet points there, Verl. Thank you. People do business with who they like and trust, and the clients don't really shop. I've been in business for 32 years, and if a past client calls me, it's not like I'm going up against another realtor. It's pretty much, hey, come list my house, and I think that's important to know. So all the stuff that Josh is doing and keeping in touch is so crucial. Many times I go out on a listing appointment, and it's basically the other realtor's client, right? We call those orphan clients. We just put them into our database and we'll mail out to them. And most of the time, in the Phoenix marketplace, the average realtor, their first 11 months, 87% of them are out of business. So we just go ahead and take the attitude that if they're going to be out of business, then they need to work with us in the future. We probably list about, 12 to 20 homes every single year. When I talk to them, they tell me that, I ask them, who is your realtor? They don't even remember the realtor's name because they never got in touch with them again after the sale. Whereas Josh is, 755 touches a year. Very impressive. So, the transactions are easier. We get a higher profit per transaction.
I love that. Yeah, I figured when you saw that chart that showed 755 touches, that's a little bit mind-blowing. When he was talking about all the stuff he did, I said, I want a number. And it was fun to see that on a spreadsheet.
So one of the concepts that I learned from Workman Success System is the 8651. This is where we focus on trying to get 86 referrals a year, working with only 50 people, your top 50 people, and spending about 1 hour a day doing it. This has been kind of life-changing for me. I've been like Josh, been a great marketer to my past client database over the last 30 years, and we cultivate a lot of business out of there. But being more intentional and maybe treating your top 50 different, right? So I have 6,000 past clients in my career. It's hard to teach them or touch them all the same way, and that's what I've done. I basically have reached out to people that might have done 1 transactions with me, or if they did 13, I've treated them the same way. Today we've changed that around. So we try to do to our top 50 a high quality touch once a month. We try to focus one-on-one meetings with them. We're doing bomb videos out to them. We've created a Facebook group. We're doing private events, and we're trying to focus on how to give referrals back to our client database, and I think that's definitely key. One of the
so Nate, I remember talking to you about the 8651 and trying to identify 50 people, and what a challenge it was for you to have only 50. Define your top 50 a little bit so everybody understands what they mean. How do you take 6,000 or more past clients and whittle it down to the top 50 that you're going to treat differently?
Well, I think the focus is really that we expect that if we stay in good touch with these people, that they're going to deliver a referral back to us. And so when we add somebody to the top 50, for me, it was very hard to go through and how do you categorize, 5,600 is the exact number of people I had in my database, down to 50 people and treat them different. So it was difficult. But I think the main thing is the people that I want to work with have friends that are just like them, right? So we pared them down to people that we want to work with. Even if a person gave us business and they were very difficult to work with, I didn't add them to my top 50. So I'm really trying to focus on who do I want to spend more quality time with. And it's starting to work even better than what we were doing before.
I love that. You kind of tied that in with what Lisa said, is your top 50 list is the people that build you up, that you want to be around, that you like, and that like you back.
Yeah, we call those card-carrying fan club, right? They're there. They're gonna they're the ones that if they're at a coffee shop and somebody's talking real estate, they're gonna say, hey, you need to talk to Nate. So there's a white paper. I think you're giving it away at the end of the call, Verl, but there was a link in there and talks about Harvey McKay's book, Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. And in Harvey's book, he has 66 questions, right? That when he was in sales, he wanted to know 66 things about his customer, right? So I've incorporated this, and we're going to kind of pare it down to about 50, because I just like the number 50. We have 50 clients. We're going to have 50 questions. And I'm redoing my database now to make sure that I have a place to have these 50 questions answered. So every time I'm meeting with somebody, I'm trying to find another piece of information so I know how to reward them. I know what they like. I know if they like a certain football team, or if they like to golf, or they like to hike. You know, I need to know all this stuff, because instead of treating these 50 like I treat everybody else, I want to treat them the way they want to be treated.
So you're having more touches with them. It's more intentional.
Yeah, and I think it's deeper. You know, it's really, you know, it takes time to go deep with people and to learn about them. So, you know, here's what happens. 40% or 20 people will give you 3 or more referrals, right? That's 60 referrals. 50% of your top 50 will give you at least 1 referral, so that's another 25. And 1 referral from a local business will round out to 86, okay? 5 will not give you a referral, so we need to replace them, right? So, you know, the key is, you know, and our concept is at Workman Success System is not 49, not 52, but just 50 people that we're going to focus on to keep it simple. So
I love the
next
math. I love the math on that. It works.
This is probably the most important thing I can share with you. You know, looking back my 32 years, this is the key to our success, right? What's a client worth? You know, what's the lifetime value of a client? And we have a little tree here, and I went through, and I have a great client, you know, and I went back, and Bill was a sign call back in 1996. I won't go through each one of these, but on the right-hand side, those are all the houses that I listed and sold for Bill, right? And the amount of commissions, the amount of volume, Bill has done in 22 years, 11 transactions personally with me for almost $8 million in business. You could probably do the math. It's north of $200,000 in commissions from one family, okay, in one household, right? And those were all his primary residents. Never was that none of those are investment homes, okay? I look back over probably the last year or two, just off the top of my head, and you know, Bill's son bought a property from us, Bill's brother, and then Bill's brother's son, Bill's handball buddy, and one of his co-workers, right? And I'm just blown away that Bill is probably, and I have a bunch of clients like this, right? And that's the exciting thing. And so, you know, the lesson here is treat everybody like they're a Bill, right? That sign call. Pay attention when the phone rings, that you never know what can happen by just talking to somebody and solving their problem. And Bill is one of the top State Farm insurance agents in the country. And, you know, I took him out to lunch after the last closing, and I said, you know, Bill, tell me a little bit more about your business. Now, you know, we're friends, you know. He told me he had 17,000 clients, and it blew me away. And so, you know, the statement I said earlier, the teacher becomes a student. So because of Josh's margarita party he's having today, that idea, we went in yesterday to Bill's office, and all his team, there were 8 of them there. We catered in lunch. We had an amazing 90 minutes just interacting with his team, you know, and again, just trying to give back where we can.
You know that's going to result in a whole bunch of business, because all those people that do insurance have houses. I think that's a really smart way of celebrating a relationship and turning it into a multiple.
Yeah, and so what we're doing now, you know, again, from Josh's idea, is we're really, you know, I have my whole team engaged, like, okay, who are we going to next week or next month? Let's just start bringing lunch to the people that have brought us business, and let's just go in deeper and learn how we can serve these guys. One thing I want to also say, early in my career, and maybe it's because I was cheap, right? But you know, when I would go to conferences, people would say, "Well, do you give closing gifts?" And a lot of people would say, "Well, you know, my attorney doesn't give me a closing gift, so my doctor doesn't give me one, so I don't get one." And I thought, well, that's okay. So I kind of followed that for a long time, and I'm a D personality, so when I started first gifting, you know, it'd be like a bottle of wine or something. It was just one thing. This is something that Tanya puts together, my better half. She's an S, right? So in here, so every time we have a closing now, it has a lot of things, and we try to customize them. You know, if somebody's not drinking alcohol, you don't want to give them alcohol, right? So in this little gift basket, there's a lot of little things. We'll go over some of that stuff because I have some individual slides coming up, but it's about giving something of value. This is one that's made for a client that's a Cardinal fan, and we had these tumblers. I have a more blown up picture of these tumblers. Everybody likes Yeti mugs and stuff, and everybody's using these. So these are custom made. This guy is he's a full-time captain of a fire department here in town, and he also does like painting motorcycle tanks and so forth. So this is really high-end, high-gloss, high-quality, very customized mugs. So now part of what I've contracted with him is my top 50 is I'm going to do a mug for each spouse, and my top 50. So that's 100 Yeti-style mugs that we're going to be giving to our clients over this next year. And they're going to be one-off, and I'm going to find out if they like I know somebody that son just graduated from West Point, so I'm going to do theirs on West Point, and just try to find something that's unique to them. And my name does not appear on the piece, no Remax on that particular piece. This is a cutting board. We made some cutting boards. We reached out. We found a disabled veteran company that makes cutting boards. This one does have our logo branded in it, and we do some branding. But when I'm starting to get away from the branding now, like the Yeti mugs, and it's more about them than it's about me.
Nate, how do you actually do you assess your top 50 every year? Does some customers fall off the list if you're adding a new client?
Yeah, it's you know what? This is the first year I've done the top 50. Verl was my coach 2 years ago, and he was pounding it into my head. It took about a year, for me to be dialed in a little bit more. And I could tell you, I'm really excited about my real estate business again. After 32 years, it gets somewhat mechanical, and now it's just fun trying to learn more about people. And gifting is, gifting is fun, right? So this is just a little box. We bought 50 of these, again, for our top 50, just to do like a pop by, if you will. And it just says with gratitude. Again, there's no branding. The second center picture, we can put a Cutco, that's a cheese knife in there. That's branded to us. And, what I'm starting to do now, when I go list houses or I start to meet people, I start to be kind of nosy. I'm very curious now and seeing if they drink wine. Are they a white wine drinker? Are they a red wine? Do they like Cabernet? Do they like vodka? Whatever that they like, I'm going to try and gift them with what they want, right? So you see some examples where, and these are going to be just personalized to my top 50. And really, I'm just going to pop by. It's not a thank you for anything. It's just showing up and giving them a piece of my gratitude.
Love it. What are some of the other touches that you're having?
Well, a lot. This real quick is we did our 30-year anniversary, so we did it in a big way. And so, we send out an invitation to our database. We had this at a country club. We took everybody's photo when they walked in, and then we kind of a concept of squeezing the orange is whenever you do any type of marketing, if you can get some more juice out of that one idea. As an example here, there was an invitation, as Josh says, that's going to be a touch before the event, the photograph at the event, and then we mailed and hand delivered, depending on where they lived, a picture of them at our event with the backdrop. in a frame, right? So this was our setting. It was outdoors. We hired a live band that did Beatles cover music. It was it was a good turnout, you know. And you see that one table in the upper left-hand corner, that was their parting gifts. Again, you can see there's a lot of theme around alcohol. Probably not the best way to go, but those were crystal wine glasses that had our 30-year anniversary logo printed on them. So just it was a fun night. You know, people still talk about it, and you know, it was forcing me to get back into doing events. I got away from doing events for a while, and we're kind of we've got the bug, and you'll see a few other things that we'll share about events. Matter of fact,
I love that you have a sprint on this, Nate. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing with movie night.
Okay, there should be one more slide. Is there another picture there too? That should be right of the Jurassic World. There you go. Okay, thank you. So we did a movie night this year, and we figured out what's coming out. My son loves movies, so I counseled with him. He said, Jurassic World's coming out, let's do that. So we did the Jurassic Park movie, and we're basically just renting a movie theater. So we created a sprint that everything that we have to do to have a successful event is going to be listed into a sprint. And the sprint is one of the ways that at Workman Success System we try to help build systems, keep people accountable to what we co-create. So this sprint on the side just shows everything. If you were to see the rest of the sprint, it would show you a due date, what would be a completion of that, who's been tasked to, but just a real good concept there. And you know, we could share more of that type of information with you. The Jurassic Park invitation was on the front cover of my monthly newsletter. That went out. So another one of my coaching clients, Lynn, that's her piece on the right-hand side. She had never done a movie event. We kind of coached her through doing it. And again, she did what I said, hey, take pictures of your clients while you're there, right? What she did, and again, she's squeezing the orange, but after she sent the thank you for coming to the event, and she sent it to her entire database, just like Josh said earlier about, you know, you're letting people know, you invite them all, and then they see what's going on, and then you can send them an event back. And she did a great job. She actually moved the backdrop of Jurassic Park. She had the guy move it right to her entry door, and they took pictures, and people had fun with it, and it's a great piece. The next one is
really creative marketing, a lot of fun.
Right, so our next one is going to be a date night movie, adults only, and it's going to be like a concert. So the Freddie Mercury movie's coming out. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. It's going to launch on November 2nd. So we're doing a preview before the theaters launch it the night before, and we're just turning it into like a fun night. And what we're doing, this is going to be an invite only of our top 50 of each one of my team members. We're going to call people and invite. We're not going to use any type of other media. It's going to be kind of a quiet event. We want to get 168 people in the theater, and we want people to come dressed like if they're going to see Queen in 1977, right? So we're going to have a costume contest. We've created these concert tour sheets or T-shirts, if you will, and on the back is basically, we call it our thank you tour, and it's going to be a list of every seller that we've sold the house to in 2018. So we're really excited about this. This is going to be a pretty cool movie. I've watched the trailer every time. I don't think I've been this excited, Verl, of doing anything, but this movie coming up is pretty exciting. Then 2 days later.
Way to take being a concert junkie and turning that into a business opportunity. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So the next one is we got to do something for the families and kids. So 2 days later, that same weekend, is the launch of the new Harry Potter movie. So we're just starting on trying to figure out what we're going to do there. We're going to get the kids to dress up in their favorite Harry Potter costume, and we'll be doing giveaways as well. So you can see we're starting to have fun. We're reaching out to our clients in a high level. And trust me, my business is up over 20% year to date than where it was last year, and I've changed my business model all due to coaching with Verl and Cleve, and the profitability is increasing steadily. So I want to thank you, Verl, for coaching me over the years.
Well, I appreciate that, Nate. One of the things that goes through a lot of people's mind is when you're showing, the wine giveaways, the elaborate parties, the movie nights. I mean, budget's got to come into play. How do you justify the expense? What are some of the things that an agent can do on a smaller scale, or involve their partners to be able to reduce the cost and have it not be so expensive?
Well, some of this stuff is really not that expensive. I mean, most realtors will spend a couple $1,000s on Zillow a month hoping to get a return, and some of them will spend a lot more. We're starting to take all of our lead generation money and just pour it back into our client database, right? And so like a movie, to do like Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, for $168, it's a $1,500 spend, right? That's for 168 seats in the theater. You could go to your vendors, and you might have vendors all pitch in a little bit. You can co-market with lenders, title, home warranty. What we do is we cover the cost of the event, and then we get our vendors to just do raffle type items to give away at the event. So it's better than doing a lead gen ad, in my opinion.
If I can include Josh in this, Josh, you had a conscientious decision to stop going after strangers and reinvest in your database as well. What was the turning point for you? What was the thing that caused that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We were spending upwards of $3,000 a month on Zillow, and I've also been a firm believer in lead generation. But I think there's something to be said about, if you're going to work that hard on your internet leads, the people that you don't know, why wouldn't you be investing and working this hard in the people that you do know, the people that you care, the people that trust you? So we made a conscious decision last 2 springs ago when I looked in my buyer's agent's eyes and I saw this glazed over look where they were exhausted. They were exhausted of talking to people and rejection and things like that. And I said, why don't we shift these marketing dollars over to coaching, and let's get some help in how to focus and make a more conscious effort into our database. And we've all loved it, and our numbers are up. Our referral, our sphere numbers are up over the past couple of years, and it's been fantastic.
Now, I think that's a really interesting thing. We spend so much time going after strangers. If what we did is focus on our friends and people that already like and respect us, most of us would have a more profitable business. Would you say it's more expensive to work your database the way that the two of you are talking about working it than it is to work with strangers or to do lead generation, or is it less expensive? Which is a higher ROI? And I'll ask both of you the same question, Josh and then Nate.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you for a fact our return is much greater on working our sphere, and we're spending less money doing that. People probably want to know how much we spend on the things that we talk about. I talked about. Everything I talked about today is about $18,000 annual spend for us. That includes videographers, it includes postage, marketing. That doesn't include lead generation. We're spending just about the same amount on lead generation, and we're getting about 30% of the business from our internet leads.
Wow. Nate?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. The shift in the return on investment when you're dealing with clients is key, right? It's probably a 10x. For every dollar that you're spending, it's north of 10x on what you're getting back. The other piece that we do that wasn't talked about here, I know we don't have time to get in it, is a very targeted direct mail campaign. That also is creating 10x plus return. So I think, and we use a tracker in our coaching program where you need to track every lead. And before I coached with Verl, I was pretty good at tracking every closing, and I never tracked the lead. When you start tracking the lead, you can react quicker. You can find out where you're spending money over here, but your return is weak, and we can then shift to the different aspects of the business that are returning a higher return. So we just move money. It's like being an investor. You're taking money out of one stock and moving it to another one that's paying a higher return. So for us, just like what Josh said, we still do lead gen. Yeah, we're doing that, but we're doing less and less of it, and we're turning it inward and taking more money from our lead generation budget, putting it right into the marketing budget of just touching base with our clients. So I mean, think about it. If you're out there spending a couple $1,000s a month on lead generation, and you took even just half that, and spent $1,000 a month on marketing to your past clients and giving them, items of value, I think you would get a better return on that spend.
I absolutely agree. Guys, we're out of time. I want to let everybody know they can go to workmansuccess.com/connections and get a sample of Josh's video that he's doing on a monthly basis. It's kicking butt. America Home Shield has given us the Selling Success Secrets checklist, which is multiple checklists of getting things done to automate and create greater processes in your business. And we've included the 8651 ebook, which is how to close 86 transactions a year, working with 50 people 1 hour a day. And when you download the information, you'll be given an opportunity to ask if you want a coaching consult, if you'd like to have somebody talk to you about what it would look like to have one of our coaches work with you in your business. Just check the box, and we'd be happy to take a look and see if there's a fit. On behalf of RISMedia, I want to thank everybody for being on the call, especially to Josh and to Nate and to Lisa with American Home Shield. We appreciate your partnership and your engagement in the call. We encourage you all to look into your database for the cash that you're leaving on the table, and make sure that in 2019 that's money that you find, and that you'll find that it's much more fun in this business when you work with people you like and that like you as well. So thank you everybody for being here, and we'll talk to you all on an upcoming webinar. Bye everyone.
Thanks guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.